Hold. 8374925. 8374925. 8374925. 837.
All right, I'm told we are live on Facebook now and on YouTube. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to June. Today, we are celebrating the 16th edition of the National Caribbean Heritage Month. The first Caribbean American community briefing held at the Clinton White House in 1999 was after outreach asking for August to be recognized as National Caribbean American Heritage Month. Doreen Thompson and a now defunct ad hoc group, along with ICS, organized efforts to get June declared Caribbean Heritage Month in Washington, D.C. In June of 2000, ICS took on the mantle of leadership in Washington, D.C., changed the name to National Caribbean American Heritage Month, and organized efforts around that in June under that banner. In 2001, ICS was joined by Trans-Africa Forum and the Caribbean Staff Association of the World Bank to organize events in June, promoting recognition of June as National Caribbean American Heritage Month, and the momentum slowly began to build. In 2004, the efforts gathered steam when an official campaign for June as National Caribbean American Heritage Month was launched upon tabling a bill in Congress by Congresswoman Barbara Lee, with language provided by ICS founder and president, Dr. Claire Nelson. ICS worked with the Office of Congresswoman Barbara Lee to galvanize support for the bill from organizations across the country and organized events on Capitol Hill in recognition of June 2004. The bill was reintroduced and passed in the House in June 2005 and in the Senate in February 2006. A proclamation making the resolution official was signed by President George Bush on June 5th, 2006. To kick things off this morning, we're going to start with the national anthem. It will be sung by Lynette Lynch. Immediately following her will be Dr. Claire Nelson, the convening chair of the month and founder of ICS. Dr. Nelson is a futurist and White House champion of change. She's also going to be doing some poetry for us. Lynn, who is our vocalist, as she's popularly known, has been in the industry for 19 years and is one of the most versatile female vocalists from Barbados. She has honed her skills through competitions like the Richard Stoute Teen Talent Review and Digicel Rising Stars. Now we're going to go over to the national anthem from Lynn.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we went were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave Oh, the land of the green and the home of the brave.
Drum nations, sun people, beat the drums, the talking drums that speak of power. Pocomania drums that speak of hope. Kumina drums that speak peace. Shanga drums that speak unity. Voodoo drums that speak reincarnation. Steel drums. Drum nations, sun people. We come, children of these islands, children of the Caribbean Sea, children of a history wrought by 3 ships that lost their way, children of a history bought in blood, blood of Arawak maidens, Carib warriors, African kings and queens, children of a history written in gold, gold and sugar, molten black oil, children of a history that out of many made us one, children of newly born nations struggling to be free, drum nation, sun people, we come with hands that work to cut cane in Florida, pick tobacco in Virginia, clean up waste in Indiana. We come with hands that create, artists, engineers, teachers. We come with hands that heal, nurses, caregivers, doctors. Our fathers pick apples in your fields. Our mothers build cars in your factories. Our daughters wipe noses in your homes. Our sons die in your armies. We come in search of the American dream, in search of roads paved with gold in Brooklyn, Boston, Chicago, Boston, Detroit, Los Angeles, Reno, and here even in Washington, D.C. We come full of hope. We come by banana boat to build a Harlem Renaissance. We come in iron birds to find solutions to hungry bang belly picnics and lack of opportunity. We come to create garvious images of a better life for our people. We come to build roads of opportunity, paths of understanding, bridges over troubled water. We come arms outstretched, not as beggars, but as partners in a collective search for equality and justice for all. We come steeped in hope. Friends and family, greetings in the name of the Most High. I had to write to my auntie to ask her and tell her what is going on. Now, it has been some time since ICS set off on this journey to create this thing called Caribbean American Heritage Month. Well, the bill in the US Congress was First House Concurrent Resolution 71, and we were asking all the Caribbean people to support it by calling their representative and sign on to be a sponsor. Well, fast forward, and in June 2005, the House side passed the resolution. And then fast forward to February the 14th, 2006, the Senate passed a resolution. Ha! What a Valentine's Day piece of love up that was. Now, plenty of people ask why we pick June, but that is no mystery really. It's a simple matter of logic, deduction, and high reasoning. It had to be June because no other month would work. First of all, you cannot have a Caribbean Heritage Month when it is cold. So the month had to be either a May, June, July, August, or September. Well, when we did the check-in, May was already Asian American Pacific Month and Cinco de Mayo. And then September was Hispanic Heritage Month and Labor Day with the biggest Caribbean carnival in America. Well, that left us June, July, and August. Well, we couldn't August, because you know the big island, small island, big country thing, they would say August is Jamaica independence and Trinidad independence, and we didn't want to start a new civil war in the Caribbean region. That left June and July. Well, we know that July wasn't going to stand a chance, because there's no way that the US Congress was going to take the chance of making July Caribbean American Heritage Month. Next thing you know, Caribbean people would have taken that good July 4th Independence Parade with marching bands. And before that, you see mass bands and seal pan coming down the road. No. So that won't work at all. So that is how come they had to choose June. So friends, when you check it out, all the differential equations we did show that mathematically and cosmogenically, June was the only way it could be. So here we are, celebrating June as Caribbean American Heritage Month, a month that was done in part with the support of Congresswoman Barbara Lee, who bravely wrote that first bill to recognize June as National Caribbean Heritage Month. We did it to create visibility, voice, and agency. And indeed, Caribbean American Heritage Month has proven to do that to a large extent. And so today, we celebrate June the 1st of the 16th outing of Caribbean American Heritage Month. Looking forward to the proclamation that will be posted later today by the President of the United States, and recognizing that today on our Wall of Fame, we pay a tribute to Kamala Harris, the first female Vice President of these United States who has Jamaican Caribbean heritage. So we believe that Caribbean American Heritage Month certainly helped put her there. Well, we'd like to think so. And so I want to say to everyone, have a festive, joyous, and educational Caribbean American Heritage Month.
America is a nation of immigrants, a melting pot of cultures, including Caribbean, which contribute to the bountiful diversity of American society, like Kamala Harris, Winston Duke, Jimmy Jean-Louis, Shirley Chisholm, Skip Marley, Joy Reid, Lenny Kravitz, and Anne-Marie Campbell. We honor their contributions to our shared history and shared future as we celebrate June as National Caribbean American Heritage Month. Join us. Visit celebratejune.org.
Good morning. My name is Nan Fife. I'm the Director of Caribbean Affairs at the State Department. I'm here this morning with the pleasure of introducing Laura Lochman, who started in January 2021 as Acting Deputy Assistant Secretary in the Bureau of Western Hemisphere Affairs in the US Department of State, where she's responsible for US policy in the Caribbean, including in Haiti, as well as in Canada. Laura is a career member of the Senior Foreign Service with over 30 years of experience. She's served in various overseas assignments with the Department of State, including as Deputy Chief of Mission of the US Embassy to the Kingdom of Denmark, and as Economic Counselor in Bogota, Colombia. She's also had multiple assignments in Washington, most recently as the Director of the Office of Caribbean Affairs. Among her other positions here was as Deputy Director of the Office of Central European Affairs. Laura was detailed for 1 year from the State Department to a non-governmental organization, the Nature Conservancy, as a policy advisor. She's a graduate from Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, which is something she and I have in common. Something else we do not have in common is she has a black belt in karate. So it's my pleasure to introduce Laura Lochman, our Acting Deputy Assistant Secretary of State.
Hey, good morning. Thank you very much, Nan. I am very honored to be here this morning on behalf of the United States government in celebration of Caribbean American Heritage Month. To begin, I want to thank Dr. Claire Nelson, founder and president of the Institute of Caribbean Studies, and all of the stakeholders involved in putting this event together. Given the passion and enthusiasm of this group, I have no doubt this year's celebrations will be successful. Dr. Nelson and members of the Institute of Caribbean Studies are no strangers to advocating on behalf of the interests of the Caribbean and have shown that nothing can get in their way. This includes Department of State transitions, during which personnel rotate out and new teams take their place, changes in presidential administrations, and even a global pandemic. Regardless of the obstacles, Dr. Nelson and her team continue to ensure that we recognize this important month and the countless Caribbean diaspora who have helped shape the United States into the strong, rich, vibrant country that it is. Wherever you are tuning in from this morning, be it the United States, the Caribbean, or other parts of the globe, I hope that you and your loved ones are safe and healthy. Throughout my career in the Foreign Service, and long before my time as Deputy Assistant Secretary of State, the Caribbean has captivated me. During my first tour in Venezuela, I spent as much time as I could exploring the beauty and culture of the Caribbean region. From the powdery sand beaches of Curacao to the serene ocean views in Aruba, the gorgeous sea life of Bonaire, and the wonderful aromas of the Spice Isle, I took it all in with delight. I have returned to visit this special region often, always hungry to experience more. And I mean that literally and figuratively. The food is amazing. Some highlights for me were the spicy curried mango from Trinidad and Tobago and savory conch fritters from the Bahamas. But if I had to choose my all-time favorite, it would probably be the delicious, sweet plantains that I found in various parts of the Caribbean. I ate so many over the years, I'm sure they're now part of my DNA. Fortunately, I was able to burn off most of those well-earned calories by dancing to the beat of the incredible music I found throughout my journeys. The unmistakable melodies of a calypso in the port of Spain, the make you move rhythm of salsa and merengue when I visited the Dominican Republic, and the soothing beats of reggae will forever stay with me. The wonderful thing is, while I had the very good fortune of living these experiences firsthand in the region, millions of Americans share the same love and passion for the Caribbean, its beauty, gastronomy, music, and culture, without ever having set a foot there. And why? Because these treasures have become ingrained in our cultural fabric through generations of Caribbean Americans who have shared them, helping to create a United States as beautiful and diverse as the Caribbean region itself. Our familial ties, our shared history, and our deeply rooted beliefs were forged through hundreds of years, millions of lives, and billions of experiences. It is now part of our collective DNA. These remarkable contributions began even before our nation's formal birth, influencing our founding fathers' nascent hopes and dreams of creating the world's greatest democracy. Barbados' influence on an impressionable young George Washington. Nevis is the birthplace of Alexander Hamilton. These histories are well known. While they deserve the recognition they have earned, there are countless untold stories of Caribbean immigrants and diaspora who have dedicated their lives to improving our nation and who we come to celebrate today. Individuals like all of you at this event. Today, Caribbean diaspora contributions are more pronounced than ever. As Dr. Nelson said, perhaps the brightest example of that is our Vice President, Kamala Harris, whose honored Jamaican heritage serves as a beacon for all of us that the American dream is still alive and well. Others may point to the most decorated gymnast in history, Simone Biles, who could not be prouder to recognize her Belizean origins. And in turn, we could not be prouder to have her represent the red, white, and blue. And one of the highlights of my career was serving under Secretary of State Colin Powell. The son of Jamaican immigrants, Secretary Powell represented the best America had to offer and forever changed the State Department for the better. For every Kamala Harris, Simone Biles, and Colin Powell, there are thousands of champions of Caribbean origin, etching their indelible mark into our nation's fabric and shaping its future. Entrepreneurs, doctors, teachers, lawyers, first responders. They come in many forms, but what unites them is their dedication to giving back and building a better world for us and for the generations to come. My colleagues and I at the State Department, who represent the American people, share this mantra. And as public servants, it's what we strive to do every day, but it's not always easy. The challenges that we face today in many ways are more complex than ever. To overcome them, we focus on building bridges, creating and reinforcing partnerships, and working with like-minded nations to unite efforts. That is why our work in the region is so important and why this administration has made engagement with the Caribbean a priority. From assistance with combating the COVID-19 pandemic, to supporting access to financing, to pursuing our shared goals for security, resilience, and democracy, we remain committed to facing these great challenges together. Recent meetings of Secretary of State Blinken and National Security Advisor Sullivan with CARICOM representatives underscore this objective and the respect we have for our Caribbean neighbors. Enduring efforts like the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative and the US Caribbean Resilience Partnership, and new ones like the Small and Less Populous Island Economies Initiative, are just small pieces of a larger puzzle. While high-level policy engagements are needed, I want to emphasize that real progress often takes place at the working level, where active private sector, academic, and civil society engagement helps move the needle. My colleagues in the Office of Caribbean Affairs and the Office of Haitian Affairs conduct regular meetings with diaspora groups, as Dr. Nelson is aware, and we encourage building relationships among these groups to accomplish shared goals. So in closing, I want to echo words from Secretary Blinken. The ties between the United States and the Caribbean are lasting, diverse, and deep. We are united by our history and our people, economic ties and cultural ties, values and principles. We're not just partners, but friends. So thank you again for your time, and thank you, Dr. Nelson, for the opportunity to speak today. I wish you all a very happy Caribbean American Heritage Month.
America is a nation of immigrants, a diverse mix of peoples including Caribbean, all contributing to the rich tapestry of American life, like Neil Farina, Aisha Curry, Mark B. Joseph, Rihanna, Lester Holt, Naomi Osaka, David Patterson. We honor their contributions to our shared history and our shared future as we celebrate National Caribbean American Heritage Month. Join us. For more information, visit celebratejune.org.
His Excellency, retired Brigadier General Anthony Philip Spencer, Ambassador to my homeland, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, to the US, Mexico, and permanent representative to the OAS. His Excellency is also the coordinator of the CARICOM Caucus of Ambassadors in Washington, D.C. Ambassador Philip Spencer had the honor to present his credentials to President Obama in June 2016. Ambassador has a distinguished and military career of over 35 years, which took him through the ranks right up to Vice Chief Defense of Staff at the time of his retirement at the Brigadier General level. During that period, as he served, he also served as aide-de-camp to two former presidents of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Ambassador has many accolades. Time does not allow for us to mention all of them, but I'll mention a few. In 2011, he was awarded the Legion of Merit by the then President of the United States. In 2014, he completed the Senior Executive in National and International Seniors Program at Harvard University Kennedy School of Government. Between 2004 and 2010, he served as Trinidad and Tobago's Defense and Military Attaché to the United States. So the embassy, which he now heads, he served there some years ago. During that time, as military attaché, he played a significant and pivotal role in the Caribbean Basin Initiative security efforts. As I said before, his contributions and accolades are too numerous to mention in the time allowed. So I now invite Ambassador Philip Spencer to bring celebratory remarks on behalf of the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and Chair of CARICOM, Dr. Keith Rowley, and also in his own capacity as Chair of the Caucus of Caribbean Ambassadors here in Washington, D.C. Ambassador.
Thank you very much, distinguished compatriot, Maxine Barnett. Let me recognize Dr. Luncheon, our chair, for the proceedings. I must single out Dr. Nelson. Only Dr. Nelson could have given us the introduction to this event that she gave. I want to also acknowledge with immense pleasure the remarks delivered by the Honorable Deputy Assistant Secretary Lochman. You took me home. I'm here in Washington. Thank you. Ambassador, Your Excellency, Ambassador Fletcher, Director 5, and of course, I see Mr. Walcott. Mr. Walcott, you and I are, as I understand, and I looked at his screen, the only two gentlemen here. We are privileged, but that's typically Caribbean and Caribbean American. This morning, on behalf of Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and Chairman of the Caribbean Community, and on behalf of the people and government of Trinidad and Tobago, I extend congratulations to the people and government of the United States, and in particular, to the Caribbean American community in the United States, our diaspora, our Caribbean diaspora, on this first day of the 16th celebration and commemoration of National Caribbean American Heritage Month in 2021. This annual celebration of the contribution of people of Caribbean heritage to American life and culture continues to honor the enduring value of the collaboration among legislative and executive actors and bodies at all levels of government and community-based and civil society diaspora organizations such as the Institute for Caribbean Studies, which initiated and created the leadership for this transformational public diplomacy movement since June 2006. At the conclusion of the 32nd intersessional meeting on February 24th and 25th, 2021, CARICOM heads of government reiterated the distinctive importance of US CARICOM relationships. The heads did so by mandating increased engagement with the Biden-Harris administration at all levels, and Deputy Assistant Secretary Lochman referred to several of those significant engagements to date. Most of our engagement at present, understandably, is urgently focused on the need for access to COVID-19 vaccines. But in February, the heads went beyond just a focus on state-to-state relations. The heads agreed then that it was now time to broaden outreach beyond state-to-state relations to include academia, the private sector, and most importantly, Caribbean diaspora. I'm therefore pleased to advise that since April 2021, the CARICOM Caucus of Ambassadors in Washington, D.C. has been exploring the several processes for strengthening our public diplomacy agenda. We expect that this will create yet another significant platform for galvanizing, organizing, and mobilizing Caribbean American collaboration, and we are certain that the ICS must play a central role in that process. We look forward to launching that public diplomacy engagement program during the celebration of Caribbean American Heritage Month 2021. Stay tuned. The government of Trinidad and Tobago, through its embassy here in Washington, D.C., has also increased its collaboration and engagement with the Caribbean American diaspora. And since 2015, this has led to the establishment of a Trinidad and Tobago Diaspora Association network in 2019 and a Women's Roundtable Action Platform of Trinidad and Tobago, RAPTT, which was launched amidst COVID-19 pandemic in June 2020. The ICS must be commended for its service as the convening chair of the National Commemorative Committee, which together with the honorary chairs, Congresswomen Barbara Lee and Yvette Clark, two stalwarts and leaders in our diaspora community, they continue to promote this annual commemoration of Caribbean American Heritage Month. This celebration continues to highlight the enduring, mature, and strong relations that bind the United States with the countries and citizens of its third border, the Caribbean. Once again, happy Caribbean American Heritage Month 2021. Let's work together and make this year's celebration another transformative experience. We look forward to working together with the ICS and all other partners, including the Department of State. I thank you.
America is a nation of immigrants, a melting pot of people including Caribbean, all contributing to the abundant diversity of American life, like Melanie Fiona, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Shirley Ralph, Kata Lawrenson, Abby Phillips, Maxwell, Justina Nixon Santil, and Shaggy. We honor their contributions and commemorate June as National Caribbean American Heritage Month. Join us. For more information, visit celebratejune.org. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I think protocol has already been established. I hail from the beautiful island of St. Lucia, and it gives me a distinct and very wonderful pleasure to welcome our ambassador, Dr. Jocelyne Fletcher, ambassador of Diaspora Affairs. As you know, Ambassador Fletcher took office in 2018, and she hit the ground running herself, coming from the diaspora and re-engaging in St. Lucia in this wonderful way. She set about traveling throughout the world, but particularly in the Western Hemisphere, in the United States, went to the UK, went to Canada, went to Mexico, I believe, and showed exactly what diaspora engagement is all about. And recently recognized diasporians like Dr. Lawrenson out of MIT, I believe, UMass and other places. So with that, I would please join me in welcoming Dr. Fletcher. She has a PhD in philosophy in human resource management from Warnboro College. She has a master's from University of Surrey, well-lettered. And so with a tremendous joy and always cheerful reception, I ask you to welcome Her Excellency, Dr. Jocelyne Fletcher. Thank you.
Dr. Fletcher, please unmute.
I will adopt the protocol already established. Excellencies, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook, I know that there are lots of diaspora watching. I would like to, on behalf of the people and the government of St. Lucia, which also includes our St. Lucian diaspora in the United States, I'd like to begin by congratulating ICS on you commemorating and celebrating the National Caribbean and American Heritage Month for 16 years. What is even more significant is that in this 16th year, we have a very first ever seated female vice president, and she's of Caribbean descent. For us Caribbean women, this is a huge milestone and proud era. We have come a long way with so many persons of Caribbean descent shaping the prosperity of the United States of America, which would otherwise have gone unnoticed but for your perseverance. While many American women celebrate the appointment of a woman as vice president, for us, women of the Caribbean, it has tremendous celebratory relevance. We are now breaking barriers and scaling new frontiers. US House of Representatives since 2005 have undertaken to recognize the significant contributions of Caribbean people and their descendants to the history and culture of the United States. This recognition has been welcomed and appreciated by the people of the Caribbean diaspora. Now, with this appointment, we are on our way to tangible and real recognition, and we hope, well, real recognized appreciation, but we hope that this continues and to reach higher. Our Caribbean diaspora brothers stand in solidarity with their sisters and are elated as we are. Of course, that's what we know. June is the month of newness, of spring. NCAH month is celebrated in June. We have a first female, a new thing. The prospects are endless. While my government and I would prefer our people, our solutions in the diaspora, to be home and giving of those contributions that they're giving to the United States of America, we would prefer this was happening in our own land. But we understand that our people have to go out, they have to acquire. And while Eric touched on one or two, we've just recognized certain persons like well-known names as David Williams and Dr. Earl G. Long in the United States, and Taj Weeks, and a number of others that have broken the barriers in the United States in science, in politics, in business, and so on. We are extremely proud of our people in the St. Lucian diaspora who are in the United States of America. And for that, those of us in St. Lucia and in the diaspora applaud you, ICS, and support your continued efforts in promoting and advancing and bringing to the forefront the contributions of the Caribbean diaspora to the sustainable growth and development of the United States of America. I have done a lot and engaged a lot with our people. We have been aware of what they're doing, and we have showed them that what they can do there, they can do here, or they can marry and merge the two. We sit having had experience of working in CARICOM, we sit on CARICOM and work with our other Caribbean brothers and sisters so that we can bring in our Caribbean diasporas one. We have had a lot of movements being done with our OECS diaspora as well. So we are doing so much to bring the awareness and understanding of the importance of our diaspora and how much they matter, to now that having to have your government of the United States recognize the contributions of our people. We want them to know too that we value them and value what they do and what they are given. And that is why there's so much work being done in setting up resource teams in St. Lucia, diaspora resource teams in St. Lucia, in sitting on groups like IOM and International Organization of Migration and EU Embassy of Migration, and trying to make sure that our diaspora are well taken care of. And what you are doing now is also ensuring that they are recognized. So I wish you a successful and productive celebratory month. Thank you.
America is a nation of immigrants, a vibrant tapestry of cultures, including Caribbean, with its people contributing to the rich diversity of American society, like Shawnette Renee Wilson, Basil Watson, Karen Andre, Reno Wilson, Dr. Cindy Duke, R.V. Pierre, Justine Skye. We honor their contributions to our shared history, shared legacy, and celebrate June as National Caribbean American Heritage Month. Join us. CelebrateJune.org.
Dr. Fletcher, and thank you to everyone else who's participated so far in making our program a fantastic opening one. I want to thank Elon Trotman, whose music we saw at the top of the broadcast, Lynette Lynch, who appeared in the beginning and is going to appear right after this to sing the Black National Anthem. I want to thank the US State Department staff and Honorable Laura Lochman for that trip that she took us on. Dr. Fletcher, we really like to see Port Castries in your background. Thank you for that. And Ambassador Anthony Philip Spencer, thank you for the encouraging words that you brought us. We know that we have a lot of work to continue to do here in the diaspora. I want to just read some words from James Weldon Johnson, who is of Bahamian descent. He wrote the Black National Anthem. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way with tears that has been watered. We've come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered, out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. Once again, Lynette Lynch to do the Black National Anthem.
Let every voice sing till north and heaven ring with the harmony of liberty. Let all rejoicing arise, high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. God of all envious, God of all silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far, on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in that path we break. Oh yes, Lord. And lead our feet straight from the places our God where we be. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee, shadowed beneath thy hand. May we forever true to our God, true to our name, to the land, true to our God, true to our name, true to our God, true to our name, to the land.
Can I say amen?
Amen, indeed.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. James Weldon Johnson, a son of the Bahamian people. We are at a turning point in American history, in Caribbean history, in the history of Caribbean America. And I truly believe that if we as a community do this the right way, 100 years from now, the America that we help to co-create will be the stuff of which legends are made. In this period of holy transition that the COVID-19 has wrought, the space between what was and what is yet to be, we are all too conscious that we stand on the shoulders of giants and live in the shadows of people like Charles Petioni and Claude McKay. And maybe we cannot fill their footprints, but in generating this organism, which is Caribbean America, this organism, which is the United States of America, a tapestry of people from every corner of this globe. We know that as we stake ground on this month called Caribbean American Heritage Month, we are planting the seeds to bring a new genus into the American democracy. This century will prove to be very challenging for all humanity. And certainly the US as a country will have to be a leader. And so we believe that as Caribbean Americans, we come with our talent and we produce and give birth to children who have done things like helping to do stem cell research, genetically modified foods. These are just some of the things that the Caribbean peoples have helped to contribute to this country. And so Caribbean American Heritage Month is not just about helping to build our Caribbean community of today, but really about recognizing that all of us form part of the fabric of America. We too sing America, whether we sing it in reggae or soca, or kaiso, or rapso. In any case, what we are assured of is that we are going to have to axo, as I call it, this year to continue to build our community. We're going to have to activate by participating in the different events, cultivating the community by, sharing all this information. If you're watching this online, share the link when you come off and let more people know that we're celebrating the over 5 million people of Caribbean heritage. Well, the census will let us know at the end of June exactly how we counted last time around, but we're thinking it's around 5 or 6 million, including first and second generation. And of course, we want you to continue to post, and get more people engaged. As we think about this agency, the question is, what are we here to really try to do? Why are we here? We come, drum nations and sun people, from lands of steel band, reggae, and calypso. We come from lands of light and laughter. We come to toil in cold, dark places and give hope to those we leave behind. We labor and we give birth to sons and daughter warriors like Belafonte and Poitier and Powell and Malcolm X and Farrakhan and Cicely Tyson and Earl Graves and Shirley Chisholm. We come as warriors, we come as survivors, and we grow new roots and spread our branches, surviving through the strength of our culture. Drum nations and people, beat those drums and the talking drums, the drums that speak of power, the Mayol drums that speak of hope, reggae drums that speak of peace, the belly drums that speak unity, big dance drums that speak reincarnation, Nyabingi drums. Let us meet our minds together, to work together, to trash the chaff from the grain, to clear the weed that strong as the seed. Let us come together to build this American dream, to clear new ground for a new construction, to create a new community, and indeed a new society, not just here in the United States of America, not just in the American hemisphere, but around the world. Let us help to create new life for humanity on this fertile ground called hope. My friends and family, I wish you all a warm and festive Caribbean American Heritage Month as we celebrate the 16th official outing of June as Caribbean American Heritage Month. Have a wonderful time. And we say in Jamaica, walk good and good duppy will follow you.